Iga, go that way. Iga Swiatek, one of the best movers in the game. And I say it all the time. Her footwork's so good. She should be on Dancing with the Stars, and she'd probably win that too. But after Simona Halep fired shots at Iga Swiatek last week indirectly, Iga Swiatek fires back, and it's about to be a what? Girl fight. As always, this video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use of Fair Dealing in the Digital Millennium Act. Iga Swiatek, in a recent interview with the Polish TV channel, look, she fired shots back at Simona Halep. And she said, look, I know that people need to automatically compare such situations to others that have already happened. But the truth is that each of these cases is completely different. And the process of proving innocence will also be different. Listen, guys, does she have a point? Of course she has a point. Each case is different, so the outcome from the ITIA will also be different. But Simona Halep saying this is not fair. Simona Halep suggesting that these cases are pretty much the same. What do you guys think? Are these cases the same? What's similar? What's comparable? One thing we do know is comparable is that both ladies were found to be innocent. Now, this is where I have a problem, and this is where Simona Halep is very upset, ladies and gentlemen. And she is not holding back. She is speaking her mind. In case you're not familiar, several top-tier ladies make up the Players' Council. Victoria Azarenka, Carolyn Garcia, bonjour, comme allez-vous, Madison Keys, Jessica Pegula, Donna Vekic. These are all top, Alexandra Krunick, these are all top tier players. And Simona Halep currently ranked outside of 800 on the world tour. As for her ranking back, she was ranked number 9th on the world tour before the suspension, having an amazing year that 22 season, winning WTA 1000 in Canada. And she won the Adelaide to start the season. She was having an amazing season, 24 titles, 2-time Grand Slam champion. We know this. Simona Halep is big time. We know this. We understand this. Right, guys? She beat Sloane Stephens in the French Open, 2018. She defeated Serena Williams, SW19 in 2019, preventing history. We know Simona Halep is big time. But she asked for help. And none of these players came to her aid. She was proven innocent. That's right. She was handed a contaminated beverage. And the reality is she tested positive for roxadustat. That's, again, increases blood flow, expands your lungs, gives you more oxygen, improves stamina recovery. But during a tennis match, roxadustat, it's a huge advantage. However, she was proved to be innocent. This is where I have a problem, and you guys can chime in. If she was proven to be innocent, right, just like Iga Swiatek, why not give her ranking back? Now, this is the problem and I'm going to come to Simona Halep's defense here. If she was proven to be innocent, give her ranking back. What is going on here? This is getting nutty here. She was proven to be innocent. You reduce her suspension from 4 years. She literally lost 2 years of her career. And I said this, at her age, she's going to need a couple seasons, 2 to 3 seasons to at least be competitive in the top 50. But the reality is she may never get her form back. That's a career killer, and that's a shame. If she was proven to be innocent, give her ranking back. Now, this is where Simona Halep has another problem, and I kind of have a problem with this too. The provisional suspension. Simona Halep says, okay, you're given a provisional suspension. You're allowed to play again. And then they resume the suspension after they let you play. What is going on with this? You're allowed to play 2 tournaments. You're allowed to play the WTA finals and then resume the suspension. Simona Halep says, what is this? I've never heard of this in my life. This is not fair. Listen, this is where Simona Halep is upset. She thinks there's special treatment being given here, a provisional suspension, keeping this quiet, sweeping it under the rug so no one even heard about it. The damage from the press that Simona Halep faced after that U.S. Open match against Daria Snyder. Remember, guys, do you remember the upset? I covered the match, of course. I saw the numbers. I'm like, this is crazy. The numerology on Simona Halep, she's going to lose this match. This is crazy, right? So the reality here is, after that match, this was a major story. Simona Halep didn't keep this quiet. They literally bombarded her in New York. That was bad. That was very bad. Now, Iga Swiatek, if you're not familiar, she did have to forfeit her earnings from Cincinnati. What, about $300,000, right? Well over six figures. Given a provisional suspension, allowed to keep this under the rug until she was able to provide the evidence that cleared her name. But the reality here, Simona Halep wasn't given that opportunity, and she claimed her innocence all along. She is not happy. And look, if we look at how the ITIA handled these cases, yeah, there's a lot of discrepancy. But again, no two cases are the same. We can see that, but we can clearly see Iga Swiatek receive favorable treatment. A provisional suspension? That's insane. Now, other players have chimed in as well, stating that, look, no player, this should never happen again. The WTA provides, sleep aids for players. This is something that's unacceptable and shouldn't happen. The players are chiming in. Nick Kyrgios is stating that, look, this is setting the example for kids and future players to cheat, get caught, and say, look, I didn't know it was contaminated. It's not my fault. Again, that's allegedly, because we know Iga Swiatek was proven to have been innocent, as well as Simona Halep. So, but the other players are chiming in. A lot of players are chiming in. Coaches are chiming in, saying this is a scandal. They believe Iga Swiatek is receiving special treatment. They believe Iga Swiatek was doing something illegally, allegedly. But the reality here is the ITIA cleared both of these ladies' name. Do you think the Players' Council should have stepped in and helped get Simona Halep her ranking back? She talked about how her body's so fatigued, it's tough for her to get her rhythm back, her physical form back she lost, her body's so sore, and mentally, she just can't get the feel for the game. Listen, I think Simona Halep's a professional. I think it's going to take time, but I think she'll be okay. I think she'll figure it out. But I do think if she's innocent, you should give her ranking back. She's proven innocent. What do you guys think? Comment below, but a lot going on here. Simona Halep is firing shots at everybody. And listen, in case you're not familiar, I don't know who's going to come to her aid in the top 10. Simona Halep has a winning record against everyone inside the top 10. No one has a winning record over Simona Halep inside this current top 10. Most of them are tied head-to-head, to be honest with you. Most of them are tied, but no one has a winning record over Simona Halep in the top 10. She's dominated these young girls. So, and we all know she dominated Coco, and I was not happy when she tested positive for roxadustat because Coco, just like Iga, two players involved in these scandals, two of the biggest names on the WTA involved in these scandals have been the two players that have prevented Coco from winning these big tournaments, Iga and Simona. We all know that. Now, is it a coincidence that the two players that have prevented the future of tennis from dominating tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs? Is this a coincidence? The only two players on tour that have prevented Coco from dominating, from taking over the tour, are the two players now going at it. It's ironic how life is. Tennis in a minute. Like the video. Show some love. What do you think? Let's have a discussion. Did Iga receive fair treatment? Did she receive special treatment? Did Simona Halep receive unfair treatment from the ITIA? Did Simona Halep receive unfair treatment from the ITIA? Does Simona Halep have a case? Is she disgruntled? Is she just complaining recklessly? Or does she have a valid point? Comment below. Let's have a discussion. Tennis in a minute. Keep it respectful. Respect each other's opinions. Again, opinions. We know what the facts are. The facts are both of these ladies are clean. Both of these ladies were handed contaminated substances. It's not their fault. They're proved to be clean. But what's your opinion? Allegedly. Tennis in a minute. Comment below.